Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs, home of the Stripology Ruler. The Dangerous Block of the Month was inspired by my love for scraps and in particular using them up and making something beautiful. Also, I love listening to mystery books when I sew. So let's dive into this block of the month. This block is dedicated to Tracy Crosswhite. Now this series is written by Robert Degoni. Tracy is a Seattle homicide detective, a very tough one, driven by the murder of her sister. So let's take a look at Tracy's block. First off, make sure to print out your pattern. It's going to be on 5 pages. I just want to explain the cutting a little bit. We have 2 background cutting based on if you're using a single background or if you're using scraps. So all the letters marking the pieces are the same in both these, so only use one. And then we have the colored scraps over here, and all the pieces are numbered from 1 through 4. So first off, let's take a look at my pieces. I cut all my background and colored pieces. They're all numbered and labeled with my organizing stickers and clips. Diving right into step number 1, we are going to be making strip sets for both steps. I have my strip set from step 2 above in the gray and below in the red. So once you have those done and of course subcut, we're going to dive right into step number 3, where we are taking the wider cuts from the step 1 set and also same size of the step 2 sets, and we're gonna sew 2 of them together. Let's turn them this way. So you're gonna sew 2 pieces like that together, and then all we're gonna do is turn them. We're pressing opposite directions. We're gonna turn them to create that block, that spinning block in the center. Seams are going to nest right here, and we're gonna stitch this part and then press this by spinning the seams. So pressing to the right, left, and then we press it all different ways according to the pattern. So let's set these ones aside. Then we're gonna move right into step number 4, which is going to be using the rest of the step 2 units. We're gonna be sewing them, turning one to sew into exactly this unit here, and then we're going to add the step 1 shorter or narrower pieces to each side, creating that stagger of the background staggering up like this. So once these are sewn together and pressed, we are taking background rectangle C, and we're going to sew that on each side, of course. These are going to be shorter after they're sewn together. So that makes us a unit that looks like this. So we're going to be making 4 of these that are going to be coming out from the center of the block. So once we have these done, we are ready to move on to step number 7. Creating the corner blocks. So starting with our 1.5 inch fabric C squares, number 4, we are going to sew them on each side of that background rectangle B. So we're going to sew them this side, and we're going to press outwards, and you're going to repeat that with all of your colors. So all of your colors B through C through J. C, fabric C through J. So we're creating lots of those, 8 different ones. And then moving on into the next step, we're going to be sewing a same color, same fabric to one side like this. And then we're going to press outwards. So creating, again, 8 different ones, just like this. From there, I'm just going to turn the piece so we can make it look exactly like the pattern. Always really good when you're wondering which way to sew things. Always look at the pattern and orient your pieces the same way. So then we're going to take our background square A and sew that to the side over here. Repeat that with all of your units and then set them aside. We are going to create the center of our corner blocks, and for that we're going to use, you're going to have to know which two of these you're going to pair together. So here I have these two, I'm going to pair these together. So I'm going to just hold on to this one. So that means I need the rectangle from both colors, and you're going to need a square from both colors. And so then really just look at the illustrations. So we're going to start with one here. We're going to sew a background square here, and then the opposite color goes on the other end. And we're going to do the same thing with this one. We're going to do the same, but it's easier to actually turn it around because that's how they're going to then get sewn together. So just like this, it's the same thing, rectangle, background square, and then opposite color square, just like it is here. Once these are sewn together, you are going to join them just like that. Sew them together just like that and press one direction. So you're going to have 4 different blocks that we're making. So 4 pairs of this. So keep going until step number 12 is assembling the block. So I'm going to scooch this over here. So this, of course, is not sewn together, so it's going to look a little bizarre. Just a little bit. Actually, it's going to be looking more like this. Like this. And then here's the opposite. So then we sew this part together. We're going to press towards those center pieces. And then this guy goes on the bottom, which creates those 2 interlocking squares in our block. And so you're going to repeat that for 4 different blocks for the 4 corners. So this one is 1. And now all we got to do is just assemble the block together. So I'm going to scooch this back over here. This is going to be my corner block down here. Just don't mind things being a little bit wonky because they're not sewn together yet. You get the idea. So we're going to arrange the blocks to be in whatever order we want it. So I think I'm going to do some kind of a fun little play on the color because I've got 2 blocks that are blue and brown and 2 that are green and purple. So you can either have them opposite or arrange them any way you want. So then we're going to put this spin block here in the middle that are sewn together, and then we fill in the blanks with our first units. These units were from step 7 here in between, and as you can see, these should nest here with the center. And then, of course, my last one goes down here. It's not sewn together. I assemble them first in rows this way, and I press away from the center here towards the center on these 2, and then join all the pieces and press away from that center, and that finalizes my block. Now, here is another version of the block, all sewn together with a dark background.